Right, hello everyone and welcome to this new episode of Friday Football Fix, episode number 4. So we've had a 2-week break without Friday Football Fix, but we are back this week for the 4th episode. So once again, I'm joined by my girlfriend Lizzie. You excited to be back?
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. Yes, I've got a Christmas jumper on. We had our works Christmas jumper day today. So yep, I'm all nice and festive. So anyway, this show is going to work very similar to how it always does. Aim here is to get you in the mood for a weekend of football with a fix of football on the Friday night. So we've got our main stories like usual. We're going to have a look at what's coming up over the week. We're going to talk about our club, Doncaster Rovers, and have a look at what has happened during the week with both our club and other matches. And then we've got our something different and debate this at the end. So without further ado, let's get into the video. Okay, so first up, we're going to talk about one of the big news stories, and that came in the Manchester City versus Tottenham match on Sunday. It was a fantastic 3-3 draw with Tottenham coming back several times to clinch the draw. But the main story is kind of a controversy just before full-time whistle. So Haaland gets fouled around the halfway line, and the ref plays the advantage on, and then Haaland gets up, plays a through ball through to Jack Grealish, who's onside. And basically, just before Grealish gets the ball, the ref blows it and brings it back for a free kick. Have you seen this incident at all?
I haven't seen it, but I've heard everybody talking about it.
You've seen the memes for it?
I've seen Haaland.
Yeah, I've seen Haaland's face.
I've basically seen Haaland kicking off on Twitter. That's literally as much as I know, I'm afraid.
Yeah, so Haaland wasn't happy. All Man City players weren't happy at all. Like I say, a massively surrounding the ref. Pep stayed pretty quiet, to be fair. It's a bit like that Mourinho meme, if I speak, I'm in big trouble, which is pretty smart, to be fair. But yeah, it's an interesting decision because basically I watched it back on the slow motion with one of your favourites, Micah Richards, talking through it. And see Haaland gets fouled, and then, like I say, he's still got the ball, so he gets up. And the refs, you can see him about to blow, but then he changes his mind and plays the advantage. So then Haaland plays the ball through to Grealish. And then, like I say, when the ball's just about to get to Grealish, the ref blows it back up. All I'm thinking is, maybe the ref thinks he's overhit it a bit and Tottenham's going to get the ball. But if you're playing an advantage, surely let that advantage play out and at least let, whether that's Grealish or one of the Tottenham defenders, at least let them get the ball to eradicate any benefit of the doubt, because it's one of those, if you blow him back early, Grealish, like I say, he's going to win that race and be 1-on-1 with keeper, and who knows what happens from there. But yeah, if you wait until one of the players has got a whistle, then until one of the players has got the ball, then fair enough, because you've kind of, you can see what's how the players played out, and there's no debate on whether an advantage or not.
I think advantage is just confusing as fuck.
Yeah.
Like, why I don't know if I necessarily understand what deems something as advantage and what deems something as a free kick. The lines are too blurred, I think, for people to be kicking off as much. I think Man City are just not used to getting in the way. And I actually kind of like it when they don't win.
I was going to say as well, they've been charged by the FA for failing to control the players, because basically they all surrounded him.
Like a bunch of kids in here, like a bunch of spoiled kids.
What's your kind of thoughts on players approaching the referee? Because it's got to be either one player or the captain or something like that. So
they say that, but it's not punished at all. It's not policed well enough anyway. I mean, how many times have we seen even Rovers players this season go to the ref that aren't captain and not get a booking? Like, that seems to happen every week at Peterborough even. Or that fellow who kicked it out against Colchester.
Oh,
they were literally shouting abuse at the linesman for like 20 minutes after that.
I think it's kind of, if you get in I'm not too sure on the rules, but I think it's just
like
like
get in someone's face in any situation. But I understand why it happens, because obviously you're impassioned and it's your job to do something, and you feel like someone's hindering your ability to do your job well. But then if I did that to someone at work who were already go at me, I'd get sacked. So
yeah. I mean, I get it in a way, because like I say, tensions are high. You've just had conceded a late equaliser against you. You threw on goal to really get that winner. Like I say, Arsenal flying at the top of the table. If you get this winner, that kind of changes it all, and you've kind of been stopped from doing that. So I do understand the anger from the City players. But like I say, you've got to control yourself in that situation. But I do get the frustrations. It's going to be interesting what happens with Ireland now. A lot of bleeped out, like the mouth been blurred on Sky Sports News, so it's going to be interesting to see if he gets a ban or not.
Well, they've got too much money. People like that look at Everton getting deducted that many points and then City being able to just do the same stuff and getting to go through it free. Yeah, the teams with the most money, they get treated better. It's just how it is.
Interesting.
Haaland, nothing can happen. Unless they really want to make an example of him, but I just can't see him doing it.
Yeah, I can see it, yeah. I don't know. Yeah, I'm not sure on that one, but I am interested to see how that kind of plays out. Right, another story that's come out has been the new TV deal for the Premier League with mainly Sky and TNT Sports and a bit of BBC Sport as well. So they've agreed a 6.7 billion TV deal to show 270 live games per season. So this is spread out across Sky Sports and TNT, and then BBC have got the rights to shows such as Match of the Day, Match of the Day 2, and Football Focus. And then Sky's got the majority of games, so like the 5:30 Saturday games, both the Sunday games at 2.5, 4, and several midweeks. BT's got the rights to the early kickoff on the Saturday, and then several midweek ones as well. And Amazon Prime's got so many midweek ones as they had this week as well. So a lot of games there, 270 live games. What's your thoughts on kind of a state of the TV in Prem at the minute?
I mean, I watch so little football on TV. We don't really watch TV, do we?
No.
It's like, if it's on, my mum and dad's will watch it. But other than that, we never watch it. I mean, we don't pay for Sky, do we, or anything like that.
Yeah.
So it don't really make much of a difference to us.
I love the Super Sunday. I love Sunday because for me it's like Saturday's a football for me. I'm always at football on Saturday, and then Sunday's kind of maybe a bit more of a chilled day. So I do quite like watching the football on a Sunday. It's crazy amount of games. 270
games though. I know nobody wants to watch Forest versus like Fulham. That's on tonight. That's why it's in my head. Who wants to watch that? It's not like it's like a blockbuster game. Most people who support Forest and Fulham are probably there. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. So one of the biggest talking points on this is the Saturday 3 p.m. blackout. So that's going to remain in place until this deal is done. I think it's 2029 this deal's up to. That seems to ring a bell. You got any thoughts on the 3 p.m. blackout?
I don't see why people are kicking off about it. Like, what difference does it make to you? If you're desperate to watch a game at 3 o'clock, just watch. There's a lot of ways that you can watch those games at 3 o'clock on the telly if you're that desperate. But for me, people who aren't going to watch football at Saturday at 3 p.m, they don't understand why that blackout is important for lower league clubs. Like, if you think about like little kids, right, whose dads have got Sky Sports but they also live in Donny. If Man United were on telly at 3, or they could come to the Eco Power and watch Donny, they're probably going to choose to watch Man United. Do you know what I mean? But if they've got that option, the dads might think, oh, well, actually, we'll take them and watch football in person. It kind of increases the chances of lower league games getting bigger gates.
I'm a bit both way. I agree, and I've got a few points that I agree with and a few that I disagree with. I do agree, I think it is better, in a way, I think it is better for the lower leagues. But I also kind of think if, the people who go to watch games above Premier League at now probably Championship level, I think they'd go anyway, whether the 3 p.m. game is on TV or not.
It's the next generation now of fans.
I think it's going more of a way, to be fair. I think it was more of a problem before COVID, but I think now more people are going to watch League 1, League 2 football, the local team, even like non-league and stuff like that. I think that is getting better.
Tell that to our attendances. We've done nothing but go down.
I know, but then again, the quality's also gone down. The thing is as well, with Premier, it's so staggered as well. There's not many that are actually up, Saturday at 3 o'clock. You do get more than any other time during the week, but there's not, like, most are like they're spread out quite a bit. Like, a lot of times there's like 5 games on a Sunday now. The only thing that's a shame is like if you support a Prem club but you live a fair bit away. Say like you're a Villa fan, you grew up in Birmingham, but now you live up in Newcastle or something like that. It's a shame for that.
Yeah, but won't those people like pay for like Villa TV or whatever, and then it's available that way, or like whatever the equivalent of iFollow is?
Yeah.
Can people not do that? I mean, I know like you have to maybe get a VPN or something.
I'm not too sure how it works. But yeah, like I say, there are ways. Yeah, it's a tough one. I don't mind it because I think those who are going to go to games are going to go to games regardless. I think those who aren't going to go watch TV at home are going to anyway. I think it was more of a problem before COVID, but I think now more people are, like I say, if you are going to go to the lower games, they're going to go anyway. And then like if I want to stay and watch Prem or whatever, they'll do that anyway. I don't think it's going to change it. I don't think either way it'd change it that much. But I think it is an interesting debate because there's a lot of people who feel strongly one way, strongly the other way. I'm not really too strongly either way. I think it's been good, but I do think more people are seeing value in like for me, I think there's more kids going to watch Donny now than there has been in a long time. Which, like I say, which is a good thing. You want the young ones coming through. So yeah, it's an interesting one.
Yeah, I don't know. I think football's a lot more than a TV show.
Oh, 100%, 100%.
And it always will be.
100%. I do like I say, still do like watching football on the telly, but yeah, you can't beat being there in person, in my opinion.
Yeah, and it's like all the people kicking off about football being on telly have never been to a live game in their lives, I feel like. I don't know. What's wrong with Soccer Saturday as well? I think that's really good coverage of the 3 o'clock games. I mean, if I can't make a game, I always have Soccer Saturday on.
Yeah, it is. I do get it though, because if your team's playing at 3, like if Rovers are in Prem and we're playing at 3 o'clock.
Next joke.
No, I know. But,
sorry.
No, but you know what I mean. Like and you can't get to a game, you would want to watch it on telly. But yeah, it's an interesting one. Right, it feels like we talk about this every single show, but manager ins and outs. It's quite a big topic, so it is fun to talk about, to be fair. So there've been a fair few in a short amount of time this week. So we're going to start off with probably the biggest, which is Sheffield United. So it's been quite a quick transition as well. So Heckingbottom was sacked. So in his time at Sheffield United, he got them to the FA Cup semi-final last season and got them promoted in second place to the Prem. So they're currently bottom of the Prem on 5 points, and they've now very quickly made a change, and pretty much as soon as said he was sacked, they named his replacement in Chris Wilder, who is back for his second stint. So he won League One with him in his first season, after he'd spent a fair few years down in the third tier, and then got promoted to the Premier League in 2019. And a really good first season, finishing in 9th place, just missing out on European football. And then the next season, he had a really poor start and he got sacked with the bottom of the league. So kind of a two-parter. First of all, what do you think of Heckingbottom getting sacked? And what do you think of Wilder coming back?
I think it's harsh because nobody will be able to keep Sheffield United up. Well, you could have anybody in there and it's just not going to happen. And I think bringing Wilder back is just a bit silly.
Yeah.
I think it's the owner panicking and trying to bring back the glory days, even though he's the one who sacked him and he should never have sacked him in the first place. And I think it's a big risk to Wilder as well because it could bugger his reputation. And the other thing is, Wilder has struggled to get a job in the Championship for 2 years. He was linked with League One jobs.
Redden, yeah.
Yeah, so what on earth makes him think that he's going to cut it in the Premier League? I just don't understand it.
I pretty much agree with you. Like, very rare, I'm going to say very rare we actually fully agree, but I'm pretty much in agreement with you. No, I think it's an hard one with Heckingbottom. I think no matter what, whether you're Heckingbottom in or Heckingbottom out, you can't deny he's been fantastic at Sheffield. Like getting him to FA Cup semi-final last year, getting him promoted, and it's been a tough one. We've kind of not really been given the funds this summer. We've lost the best two players.
You know that you're punching above your weight as it is. Just enjoy the season in the Premier League. Get relegated, get promoted again. Just do that. Like, you're going to get like £1 bajillion in parachute payments. You'll actually be able to sign some players. The transfer embargo at the minute as well. Lost the best players. There's such a gulf in quality in the Premier League, and it's like, how can you be how can you blame Heckingbottom for that? If anything, it's poor ownership.
I think, I think it is more ownership. It's so hard when you come up to Prem as well. I mean,
it just feels like the owner is desperately trying to get fans on side by bringing
that. Yeah, 100%.
To be fair, our owners have done that, haven't they, with us, and we're buzzing about it.
Yeah.
You know, they brought Grant McCann back, and, you know, he didn't leave in the best of terms last time, and it has helped. So maybe he's taken some inspiration from us.
Yeah, I think we... it's always an interesting one, because a lot of times we do say never go back, especially if you had success there. And like I say, it's a bit of a... I don't want to say a legend necessarily, but he is a big part of Sheffield United's history, because they were struggling in League One for a number of years, and like I say, won league. I think he had a season in Championship before got promoted again. Like he's done so well with him, and then it's an hard one, because I think he's kind of brought him in a bit like a Warnock effect. Like seeing if there's anyone who you're probably not gonna stay up through quality alone, so you probably ain't like relying on that grit and togetherness, a bit like Huddersfield last season.
Like when they got Big Sam in it.
I was going to say, exactly. It's I think that's kind of what we're hoping for, and I think, like you say, I think they are just hoping for a bit of good times. We're like bringing someone who's done it before and trying to hope that you can do it again. But I just don't think the squad's the same as it were under Wilder. And,
I also think the difference between your Wilder situation and your McCann situation, McCann left Doncaster with unfinished business, whereas I feel like Wilder's done everything he can do. Like,
I think it was kind of forced out a bit, weren't he?
Yeah, and he's done everything he can do. Like, what else is he going to be able to do? They've finished ninth in the Premier League. Fucking, you're Sheffield United. Like, get a grip. You're not going to get into Europe.
I'll be honest. If I'm Wilder, I'm taking that hands down, because it's such a good opportunity, like I say, back in Prem. I do think it's.
But I think it's a big risk for his reputation, because look at Richie Wellens at Donny. Someone with a legendary status can come in. You have a few bad games and people don't want to do with you anymore, and people turn on you. That's why I've never wanted Coppinger to get the manager's job.
Yeah.
It's the same kind of thing. You know, if you're revered in such a way, like I wouldn't want Sean O'Driscoll back at Rovers, because what if you don't win and people go off him and they get abuse on Twitter, and it's a horrible dark, hole you can go down, and Paul Heckingbottom's dealing with that now. He's just gotten promoted. It's Sheffield United, for God's sake.
I think, to be honest, the thing is, I do quite like. It is quite respectful the way Heckingbottom's left. Like, he put out a big statement on Twitter, and I've not really seen any fans been like, "Hey, I'll carry your bags for you." They've all been like, "Thank you, thank you for everything you've done." And it's quite nice to see, to be fair.
Should have kept him. It's just like, what is he going to do? Can't work miracles.
Yeah, but anyway, another one.
Couldn't keep Sheffield United up.
Yeah, another one that's happened. There's been two pretty much back to back. So we had Tony Mowbray at Sunderland, and then Michael Duff at Swansea. So we'll start with Tony Mowbray. So he took over just after being promoted to the Championship after Alex Neil left for Stoke. So he finished in 6th last season in the playoffs, in the first season back in the Championship. So we're currently in 9th place. He had a good start, to be fair, but we've struggled a bit for consistency. A bit like us, to be fair. And I think this is it's an interesting one. It's one I didn't see coming. Have you got any thoughts on this?
I think it's strange, but I'm not really keeping up on how Sunderland are doing, so I don't really know.
Literally all I'm thinking is either had a fallout or they've got someone else in mind.
I was wondering if they've got your next person on the list in mind.
Michael Duff.
Yeah.
Interesting. I did think that, but another name I was thinking who I think could be good at Sunderland is John Eustace.
I think he could end up at Swansea.
That too, yeah.
I think Duff hasn't done badly. I don't, and it was parted company with rather than like being sacked. It wasn't as critical in the way it was worded, and I wonder if maybe he's been offered the Sunderland job.
I'm going to say that.
It wouldn't surprise me, because obviously he's gone from Cheltenham to Barnsley to Swansea to somewhere else very quickly.
I was going to say joined in summer. They had a tough start, Swansea, but they have picked up a bit. But then they've not had best of form, but it was stalled a bit, and the 18th place currently, but it's really close down there. We're only 1 point off of 21st. But with Duff, I don't think you can forget the job he's done with Cheltenham and Barnsley. He did superb at them two clubs. And it's going to be interesting in Swansea, because they are usually known for appointing good managers.
Who else is a good shout?
So it'll be interesting to see who we do. Go on.
Gary Rowett.
Oh yeah, he's left Millwall. Yeah, I can. Yeah.
Either of them two, to be honest. Probably more likely Swansea, I think. But
yeah.
There's definitely scope in there.
I saw as well today, apparently Jermaine Defoe's put his name in that for Sunderland job.
For fuck's sake. Just leave him alone, Jermaine. This is just tragic.
Oh, bless him.
Because of all his reams and reams of managerial experience, it'll be the perfect man for the job to replace Tony Mowbray.
This next one's a bit of an interesting one because it kind of involves a club who. So we've had a sacking and now we've got hiring. So Matt Taylor, he is now the new Bristol Rovers manager. So formerly of Rotherham and Exeter. And speaking of Rotherham, it sounds like Nathan Jones were offered the Rotherham job, but he's turned it down. So plenty going on there. Matt Taylor, I think, is a pretty good appointment for Bristol Rovers.
Anybody's better than Joey Barton. What a
he's a decent manager. It's just
I don't think you can have somebody like him at your club and expect success.
Trouble just follows him.
Yeah, it's like Steve Evans. Eventually it turns sour because he's a dick.
Yeah.
Sorry.
It's all right. And the final managerial sacking is a bit of a club legend who's been sacked. Mark Bonner of Cambridge United. He's been there, I think it was January 2020. He joined on an interim basis, and then obviously the season ended because of COVID, so he didn't start full time until the season after, where he got promoted in second out of League 2 up to League 1. Somehow kept him up last year, worked absolute miracles to save him, and then they started all right, but they've been dropping down the table slightly, and he's left now. So bit of a legend leaving in Mark Bonner.
And so, I mean, there's no loyalty in football anymore. You can be like the most successful manager in your club's history and you've literally got 10 games and you could get sacked. Like, I just think it's crazy. It upsets me a bit. Like, there's nobody stays at a club now for any length of time. It's just bleak. There's only one manager in the Championship who's been there for more than 2 years, Mark Robbins, and you wonder whether they'll sack him. It just blows my mind. Like, how can you expect a manager to build a team if you're not giving them time and respect as well for what they've done? Cambridge United playing in League One. That's crazy.
Yeah, you never know what's gone off. It might have been a bit like I said, a bit of mutual consent. You never know. Because obviously Bonner, Cambridge legend, he'll want the best for the club. So it's whether he's been a bit like, look, let's just call it a day. And same with a few others. I mean, just never know behind the scenes, do you? But yeah, that's everything from Manager Seconds.
Yay.
Okay, so the weekend gone as well, we had the FA Cup. So it's second round, which is League 1, League 2, and those who qualified from non-league before big boys come in the next round. So I'll talk about Rovers in a sec because we were obviously involved in the FA Cup. In terms of upsets, I think the main one were probably Eastleigh on Sunday, in my opinion, beating Reading by 2-1. However, I weren't surprised by this. I did pick them to win on me Fan on Fives. Yeah, pretty good result for Eastleigh, that. And it was good to see as well when they were celebrating the winner in stoppage time, Aidan Barlow jumped on the manager's back.
Oh, bless him.
Yeah. So I thought that was good.
Like that.
No.
Sorry.
It's alright. So that was good. Good one. Aldershot taking Stockport to a replay. With a draw at home. I thought that was an interesting one. Chesterfield, I think, is it the third season in a row? I think they've made it to the third round. They beat 2 League 1 teams. They beat Portsmouth in the first round and then Leyton Orient in this last round. Maidstone beating Barrow. I know Barrow were offering refunds on tickets to the fans that travelled down from Cumbria.
Don't, because what's stupid? I don't get it.
Yeah.
Why?
Yeah. It's a nice gesture, but for me, it's like the best way you can repay him is by putting a performance in the next game, in my personal opinion. And one more story from FA Cup before we move on is Forest Green. So their match against Blackpool got postponed, not because of the weather, but basically because they're under investigation from the FA. I believe they played I think it was an ineligible player in the first round against Scarborough. So if they've called it off, I think they're probably going to get booted, and Scarborough will probably take the place for a bit of a seaside derby against Blackpool. So yeah, they're kind of the main stories from the FA Cup. So I think it's a good time to move on to our club, Doncaster Rovers now. So I think the best place to start is with the FA Cup against Peterborough last Saturday, where we unfortunately lost by 2-1. So what did you think overall about Peterborough?
I think we were unlucky to lose it, but it is what it is. Concentrate on the league. They were really good. They were a lot better than we are. but it's just a matter of, we were unlucky. But we had a good day, so it don't really matter.
Oh, super. Probably my favourite away day of the season so far. I thought, like you said, I thought we were unlucky. I thought first half, their number 10, I think it's Mason Clark, we just, on the left, we just couldn't handle it. We were running rings around us. And we could have easily had more if it weren't for Louis Jones pulling off save after save. Second half, we came a lot more back into it. And I got all rolled out for offside, which I thought were a bit harsh, but it were close. And yeah, I thought overall Peterborough deserved...
No, it weren't. It were Mo Fowl. You gotta keep that in.
Of course. I don't edit out, I'll be. Lost my train of thought now.
Sorry.
Yes, we were unlucky. I thought overall Peterborough did deserve to go through. I thought they were a better team, and like I say, they should have, could have, would have scored a lot more goals than they did. So yeah, I think Peterborough fully deserves to go through, but we gave them a really good game. And you never know, a few more things went our way, a few more things didn't go for Peterborough. We could have easily forced them to a replay, but overall, like I said, Peterborough did deserve it. Congratulations. And we've got a good home tie against Leeds in the next round now. But yeah, fantastic day in Peterborough. Really enjoyed it.
Yeah.
It's probably my favourite away. Yeah.
Told you it was good.
Super.
I have a theory, actually, about away days.
Yeah.
By and large, away games where you're on the side of the pitch instead of behind the goal are better. Like, I can think of like half a dozen brilliant grounds that I've been to where you sit on the side. Peterborough, Rochdale, Notts County. There's loads, and I always think like, why don't they just do that with every single one? So much better.
I do like it. I do like being on side, to be fair. I think it's because pretty much when I was a kid growing up, we were always like kind of on-side net corner flags, so kind of growing up watching Rovers.
Yeah, maybe that's
on
what
the
it's
side.
for me as well.
And same with you as well. Yeah, but yeah, I'm quite used to that view. And yeah, I'm gonna say if you're in Peterborough, the Charters pub is definitely worth a visit. Unfortunately, we couldn't get a seat because it was too busy in the bottom. But
we had the best time.
Yes, we
were outside. We had mulled wine and the beer garden thing. It was really good.
I found a good tactic as well because with mulled wine, it was basically a coffee cup with a lid over it, and you couldn't take your drinks out here. You had to finish them in beer garden, but just like coffee, doesn't it? So walk straight out. We had nice and warm.
Policeman.
Yeah, past the police, drinking my mulled coffee. I mean,
this coffee tastes very winey.
Yeah, delicious. And really nice, yeah, I love it. Like I say, beer garden's open year round. We're kind of done up more for a Christmas market. Just because at time of year, but that beer garden is always there, so
good.
Well worth a visit if you're in Peterborough.
A Christmas quesadilla thing.
Oh, that food was so good.
It was amazing, and they had loads of vegan options as well, because we travel with vegans just to make our life slightly more difficult. So it's always nice when we can go somewhere and we can all eat the same stuff.
They've got vegan cheese.
It was like we could all eat the same thing, which is always quite nice. Yeah. I quite like that. I like all eating together.
I had some nachos as well. They were delicious. I can't remember the name, but they are my match save vlog. I did tag them in that, so I can't remember the name off the top of my head, but it is in there if you have watched that one. But then moving on to last night as we're filming it, Tuesday night as you're watching it, we had our EFL trophy, or Bristol Street Motors trophy, whatever you want to call it, against Nottingham Forest under 21s in the round of 32, and we ran out 3-0 winners. So what were your thoughts about that game?
Well, we had a special time at the game, didn't we? We went posh for the night. My dad rang me up last week and was like, it's only an extra £5 to go in hospitality. And because of it's not pizza cup anymore, is it? In the shit cup.
In the Brum Cup, as I call it.
Yeah, in the Bristol Street Motors trophy, they closed the stand that we normally sit in the West Stand. And I don't like sitting in the East Stand, really. And I'm always just like, oh, God, it just annoys me. I want to be sat where I like to be with all the people around me. And my dad was like, let's just book it. We're going to have to sit somewhere else anyway. It's an extra £5. So your family and my family and our friend Ben went to hospitality. And we had a really nice time, didn't we?
Well, lovely. What were your thoughts on hospitality? Fair value for money. What were your thoughts on hospitality?
I think it was really good. I think it's a lot better value than it was under the previous caterers. Because under the previous caterers, you just got a bucket pie and peas. Whereas we had like delicious curry. Yeah. And yes, you have to pay extra for food, but I actually think that suits people. Yeah. Because not everybody wants to have a slap up meal. No. Some people might, they might have already had, have something like a tradition or a meal later, or they might have something else they want to do. They might just want to get pissed, and it gives you that option, doesn't it? And I really liked it. Yeah. I mean, I like the comfy seats. I like the bar in there, and they've obviously given it a lick of paint as well since the previous owners, and it's been really nice.
Yeah, value for money. I thought £15. You can't go wrong. It's less than most match day tickets in League Two that you would pay. Like you nearly get 2 hospitality for the price of 1 crew ticket.
Literally.
It's I'm gonna say, like you say, you didn't get.
Was only a tenner.
Yeah, I'm gonna say you don't get everything you usually get with hospitality. You know, you have to pay extra for that. Well, like I say, £15. It's a £5 extra than a normal match ticket for that trophy. It costs. You get to go in the hospitality bit. You get a seat. You get to, like I say, team sheet. You get to see interviews with players, stuff like that. Nice and warm. Like I say, you can get food and drinks. Like I say, they do cost extra, but for an extra £5 for all that, I think pretty good. Like I say, you don't get everything you usually get with a full match day package, but for £15 you can't complain at all, really. So yeah, that was really good. And then also moving on to the match, then we won 3-0 against Nottingham Forest. Forest looked good, especially at the start. We scored just before half time. Forest were really pressing, but I think the experience kind of got us through that. Because I think
once
a few
we got
times
one, they just completely stopped playing.
And I think a few times as well, they just that lack of experience, like when to play the ball through, when to take a player on, just little things like that. And then once we got one, it was pretty comfy after that. And then the second half, we won it pretty easy, in all honesty.
Yeah, I would agree with that.
Yeah, a good thing as well from that match was the return of James Sterry. Has been injured since pre-season, and I thought it looked. I know it's pre-season, but I thought it looked really good in pre-season. I've been excited to see him play since he got injured, so it was good to see him get some minutes. I think he'll be on bench again on Saturday. I don't think he'll be starting. I think we'll building him up gradually. He might get half an hour, then maybe 45 minutes at next game.
Yeah, well, we've got the resources to be able to do that, haven't we? So,
yeah.
But then Tom Nixon didn't have a great game.
No. I didn't think he did on Saturday either, to be fair, so... But, you know, if he's not performing, that place could be up for grabs, but it's good to have that competition for places as well, and like I say, I really rate Sterry. I rate him at Hartlepool as well, so it's good to have them all back. Right, time for something different then. So this is where we kind of pick something that's not a main news story. It might be a talking point. It might be just something funny or interesting that's happened during the week. So I'll go first on debate this. You can go first on something different. So what have you got for us this week?
My something different is about Ipswich Town. I feel like you should know what this is.
Oh, yes, I know what's coming on.
I saw it on Twitter probably a week and a half ago now. An interview with their performance coach, a gentleman called Kevin Mincher. Kevin Mincher used to do assemblies at my school, and he was really, really, really annoying. He's from Doncaster, he's from Edlington, which is the village I went to school in. And we used to take piss out of him because he used to do like seminars in like bright yellow shoes. And they did a video of him and he still had the yellow shoes on. And it makes me laugh that like I used to take piss out of him at school, and now he's credited for the astronomical rise of Ipswich Town up the leagues, and I just feel like a bit of a mug.
Kieran McKenna's done fuck all, has it? And it's just this guy, isn't it?
And if you look on Twitter, that's what people are saying. They were like, if it wasn't for this guy, we wouldn't have done it. It's all about attitude, and all these Ipswich fans are crediting him for it. Yeah, and I'm just like, what the heck? Because he was so annoying at school. I can't express how annoying he was. I used to take days off if we knew we had him all day, because he used to talk to us all day, 6 hours of motivational speech.
I reckon Kieran McKenna threatens players if you lose.
You have to go and listen to Kevin Mincher.
He's coming to get you.
That'd work for me, to be fair. He once presented me with an award for my outstanding performance in French when I was 17, and it was my birthday, and it was like the worst day ever. Awful. But yeah, I just think it's so weird that he's like this beating heart behind Ipswich Town's success. It makes me laugh.
Oh, that's interesting. Very interesting. It's like I say, when Ipswich were in Champions League.
Because he'll be there in his stupid fucking yellow shoes. I hope you understand how annoying they are.
No.
If he has a suit on, he wears yellow shoes. It's busy. It's fine. Nice. But then we remember him. My mum said it best last night. We were talking about it. She was saying
any publicity is good publicity.
She remembers him for that.
Right. Shall I move on to mine before you get triggered?
Yeah.
Right. Okay, so I want to talk a bit about... We're going back to non-league. So, it's been a bit... Oh, yes. It's been a bit of a trend this year. A lot of teams moving their Saturday 3 p.m. matches to Friday nights. Main reason is because a lot of other teams, like United 2 and higher non-league teams, play Saturday 3 o'clock. So therefore, we're thinking, like me with Rosso Main, I can't go and watch Rosso on a Saturday because I'm watching Donny. So if you play it on a Friday night, you can get down there and you can and it's boosting attendances, and you get some really high attendances, like tripling, quadrupling gate that we're getting compared to if we were to play it on a Saturday. Just kind of want to know what your thoughts on clubs doing that is.
I think it makes perfect sense, but then it doesn't have to be a Friday night, does it? Because Retford United, who we go and watch all the time, have their home games on a Wednesday night.
No, sorry, that's for midweek one, but I mean instead of like the Saturday.
Let me finish what I'm saying, and then I'll explain why that is prevalent. Wednesday nights we go because we don't have Rovers on a Tuesday. Yeah. So by that logic, we would probably go to Retford if it was on Friday night because we've got the time to do so and we like it there, but we don't like it as much as Rovers. And there's lots of people that I can think of that would do the same thing. Yeah. Mayfield, Beachy.
Yeah.
So many people that we go to watch Retford with who would probably go if it was a Friday night. I also think that they should move the Retford derby to another night so that we can all go. But maybe that's just me. No, I think it makes sense. But then also there's the argument of like, is that what football's about? Is it part of people's routine, or do people work and might struggle with getting Friday nights? I
think it's a good thing to do now and again. Like just like maybe like every one every 4 games or something like that.
Maybe like the more local ones.
And like your bigger games or ones
like
where
say if Gainsborough play Worksop.
Yeah.
Put that on a Friday night, you probably get twice the attendance.
Oh yeah, 100%.
Or Rosso play Maltby or whatever.
Yeah, I was gonna say definitely. I wonder what I'm always interested as well what the players think as well, because I think personally if you're playing on Friday night, you've got your whole weekend, especially if you've got a family. You got your whole weekend with the kids and stuff like that.
Maybe that's why they want to play on a Saturday.
Yeah, you can go out.
So you can avoid the kids.
2-day bender as well, Friday, Saturday night out, and it is always interesting. Like, as a player, would you rather play Friday night or Saturday 3 o'clock? Because, like I say, if you spotlight a Donny or Wednesday, someone like that, you can play Friday night and then go and watch football on Saturday as well.
That lad who plays for Foot Welfare that we watched last week, who's a Donny fan, he gets on our buses, but when he plays for Armford, we can't go. So when he got sent off, he was able to make an away game. Perfect. But like, if it was Friday night, he could make every game. Yeah,
I mean, I went to watch Durham District versus Donny City on a Friday, and we had over 700 there.
Yeah, I remember
which is step 7, 11th day of English football, and been a few others like went to Fawn Retford last year.
Yeah,
that were on a Friday night. And you wouldn't be able to go to that if it were on Saturday.
We had a lovely day, didn't we?
Rovers played Northampton the day after.
Yeah, I know, because I ran the bus.
Yeah. So yeah, I was going to say it's. I've been to like Harworth on a Friday night. It's it's good. I mean, don't do it all the time, like I say, but like now and again, I think it's a good idea to get good attendance in. It'll boost. Yeah,
that'd be my advice. If you've got Claycross or something, or somewhere far away.
Yeah.
Like somewhere in like the Leeds side of the NCL or whatever.
Yeah.
Then I wouldn't want it on a Friday night because then you're not going to get home till.
I was going to say, and getting there from
midnight
work as well.
And getting there after work for players and all that kind of stuff. So I get that, but if it's like a local one,
I think
it's probably going to boost attendances if it's local too, because there'll be more people inclined to go who normally are watching their local club in the league.
Yeah, I think like now and again, just for a bit, like I say, because you're boost your cash and everything. It's
Retford Derby.
I think it's a good idea. I can't see that,
Ryan,
unfortunately. Hopefully he sees this and changes his mind. Okay, it's time to debate this then to the final part. So this is where neither of us has any idea what we're going to ask the other person. So it could be a topic we want to discuss. It could be an opinion you want to give. It could be a question. Anything. It's just something, we've given no warning or we've thought of something to ask the other person. And if you want to answer it, get them in the comments as well. So for my debate this to you this week, my question is...
Try not to look at your phone.
Honestly, in your honest opinion, where do you think Doncaster Rovers will finish this season? Honestly, with your head.
Yep, I'm going to think with my head, and you're still not going to like it because I think we'll finish 7th.
Okay.
I think it's so us just to sneak in and finish 7th. Look at, like, other than last season, can you think of a season in our recent history where we've not had something to play for? I can't.
Not really, no.
Probably season before we got relegated in 2015 is the last time. Finished 17th in League One. I think It's so us.
That's good knowledge to say. I've not told you anything that I'm going to tell you.
When it comes to Rovers, I'm like an encyclopedia. But anything else, I'm like, I don't know. But I think when you look at what we did with Grant McCann last time, we weren't pushing up any. Is that the right word? Push.
I know what you mean.
We weren't, nobody.
We didn't look fantastic.
Nobody noticed us until suddenly we got that last place in the playoffs, and then people noticed us, and that's how I think it'll be. We've obviously got players coming back from injury who I think will make a massive difference. Sterry's going to make a massive difference. George Miller, when he gets back, or if we recruit somebody in January, is going to make a massive difference. If we can keep Mo Farl for the rest of the season, he's going to get 15 goals easy. Joe Ironside's firing. I think they're starting to click a bit, and once he knows his preferred back four, and maybe goes back to that 4-3-3 or something where he can utilise Molyneux and Hurst a bit more effectively, and see the best of that. I think it'll come together, and I think once we string 3 or 4 wins together, which I do think is coming, I really do think that will happen. Then we'll move at the lead. It's so tight. It's so tight in that mid-table sort of from where we are to to the playoffs. It's like there's 6 or 7 points in it. I don't think we'll finish 7th. I think we'll just sneak it.
I literally agree with everything you say, but I think we're just going to miss out. I just don't think it's going to be enough. I think we will get better as the season goes on. I think that consistency will come as the season goes on. Like you say, Ironside and Fowl, they're going to, if they carry this on, they're both going to be up there in top scorers. I think the defence, like you say, when everyone's back fully fit, when everyone's had a bit more time, learning each other's styles, when Grant McCann knows his best, that's going to get better. The defence will get better, I think. I think the inconsistency will get less and less. We'll still lose the odd games, but I think we're just going to get better as the season goes on. I think I think it's just going to get better as the players learn each other. You never know, it might strengthen in January with a few loans or something. And I do think we will get better, but I just think we're just going to miss out. I'm thinking 10th. I think we'll get 10th. I think we'll get top half quite easy. I think we'll start putting wins together. I think we'll get better, but I just don't think I think it's going to be close, but I don't think we'll have enough to break into that playoffs.
Yeah. Sorry, just laughing at my Ben Close joke again.
I know.
Yeah, I don't agree. I think it's so us just to sneak in, and I just think when we get to Gillingham away, last game of the season, there will be something at stake.
I hope so. I really do.
And that's all I want. Actually, that is all I want in a season, really, is something to play for right till the end. I hate it when you get 5 games before the end and you're playing kids and you're not trying because you already know where you are. I hate that. And I hated that about last season. So boring.
I do think we'll be close, but I just think we'll miss out.
Okay. Oh, it's mine now, isn't it? Let me just remind myself. This question is actually inspired by your dad.
Okay.
Your dad said something to me, and I can't remember where we were. We were travelling back from somewhere. Maybe even we were in the pub before home game. I can't remember. But he said to me that he prefers watching neutral games to watching Rovers games. And I was just wondering whether you do. Neutral versus your own club. I know.
Overall, I prefer Rovers, but I think it's 2 completely different things. I think the viewing is 2 completely different things.
Which out of those 2 things do you prefer? Even if they're different, which you like best?
Rovers, but it's 2 completely different things. Rovers, you've got the emotion behind it. You've got your, you're supporting your team. You want your team to win. You feel every high. You get sucker punched with every low. It's one of them with Rovers. Neutral is enjoying the football. I do love going to neutral games because there's no pressure on it. It's basically like, I love going to neutral grounds because you basically like being a tourist. Because if you go to an away game, it's a bit different because you're kind of in enemy territory. Whereas when you're going as a neutral, you're kind of like a home fan exploring someone else's home for the first time. And I really like that. I like going down the train, exploring like the pubs, like all the different pubs, seeing the different sites, seeing a new town or city. And like I say, I'm just having that freedom, like not being an away fan and, having that away fan mentality, like being able to like go around everywhere, mingle with fans, usually get, like I say, sitting in the home end, like seeing what the fan sets are like, seeing what's around the stadium. And you get to appreciate a good game of football. You get to, because before you kind of like, you might have some biases towards certain teams. you might be nervous, so you might not like fully appreciate the game of football. I'm thinking back to like Preston West Brom. West Brom won 4-0 at Preston, first defeat of the season, and just a really good game of football. Like West Brom looked really good, and you get like it's like, oh, Ben Whiteman, he's played for Preston, and stuff like that. It's just
That was cute.
you just it's completely different, Yeah, I do prefer watching the Rovers. I like I say, that adrenaline in it, but I do love going to neutral games as well.
I don't think it's what football's about for me. For me, football's tribal. It's community. It's family. It's tradition. It's about that club. I went through a long phase before sort of the last 4 or 5 years. I used to say I'm a Rovers fan. I'm not really a football fan. I would say that's not the case now. But for me, going to Rovers means so much to me. Yeah. And I just don't care. But if I don't have any interest in either team that's playing, it's like when we go to neutral games, I have to pick a team that I'm going to cheer on, because otherwise I'm just bored. I'm just like, meh, this is, I give or take it.
That's your opinion.
Yeah, I know. I'm just saying to you, this is how I feel.
Yeah. Oh, no, I know. Yeah.
I think football's about the emotional side of it for me more than anything else. Like, that's what I love about football. The community, the characters, knowing who's actually on the pitch, not just knowing Ben Whiteman, knowing all 23 players in the squad. Yeah,
that's why I say it's like two completely different.
Yeah, it is.
It's like watching two. I don't say it's like watching two different sports, but it kind of is in a way. I get what you mean. Yeah. It's like, it's like me going and playing table tennis and then going and watch a game of tennis. It's like, it's two completely different things. It's but it's similar in a way. Like I say, if I had to pick one or other, I do prefer going to watch Rovers. Yeah. But I do love going to the neutral games as well. Well, that's just me. I just love football. Like I say, I'm a football fan and a Rovers fan as well. I just, I love everything about football. For me, it's weird. I'm entertained just by watching football. It's what I love to do. That's why I do this channel. So, for me, it's different. Whereas for someone else, it's like,
I'm a Rovers fan first, football fan second. Yeah. But like when we go and watch Retford, I really like that. But when it's like two teams I don't really have any investment in, I'm kind of like, this has got to be a really interesting game or I'm going to be so bored. Like, my worst nightmare is a 0-0 in them situations. I'm like, God. But you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like that first half when we went to watch Goal, was so boring. Was it Goal? Was it really boring in the first half? Nothing happened. And then the second half it did happen a bit more. Or was it the other way around? Can't remember. But you know what I mean?
Yeah, I think you're the way around.
I would much rather watch Rovers lose 6-0 than watch a neutral game that's 4-4. But that's just me.
Okay, so that concludes today's Friday Football Fix episode. It's good to be back. How did you find that?
Yeah, good.
Yeah, I enjoyed that. It's good to be back. Good to have some good topics there. And good to get your thoughts on it and get my thoughts on your topics. So, like I said, we'll leave video there. Since we last filmed as well, I hit 1,000 subscribers. So thank you very much for every single one of you. So the next goal is I'm not worthy. The next goal is to get monetized on YouTube, and for that to happen, I'm quite close now. You need, I think it's 3,000 watched hours, and I'm on like 2,700. So if you've watched it all the way through, you're an absolute legend, because you probably added an extra hour onto that. So if this gets 50 views, we'll literally be 250 instead of 300 away. So thank you so much. If you are here, let's get monetized and let's keep this channel growing. So we'll leave it here. Thank you very much for watching. Like I say, please like and subscribe to the channel. We're back every Friday at 6 o'clock. Next match day vlog you'll see, and with the next day we've got Accrington Stanley versus Doncaster Rovers. So until then, take care, and we'll see you in the next one.
Bye.
Bye.